do you know what today is?
Yes,
It
yes.
Oh,
is the
yes.
26th day of July in the year 2020. And this is our very first open day of the Barbados SDA schools. Now, we are here to present to you live, virtually. It is our first, and I'm saying it all the time, our very first open day. With the new norm, we've been doing things differently. And so today, we want to bring to you our very first, I said again, first open day. I am Michelle Ward, one of your anchors today, along with my host.
I am Kanata Reed.
And I am Kareen Nurse.
Yes, and today we are going to bring to you this extremely exciting virtual platform of what our Barbados SDA schools have to offer. Today, along with my co-host, we will be showcasing a number of things, a number of activities that relate to the school, a number of things that we offer within the schools here in Barbados. We want you to join us. We want you to be a part of what is happening. Corrine will tell you a little bit later about what we will be doing in the program, how you can join. Kaneta as well will be telling you some of the fantastic ideas that we have rebranded the schools with. And so when you are on the platform, you will also be greeted by some virtual assistants. We had a lot of planning going into this thing. You will be going into breakout rooms for webinars, and you will obviously be hearing from the principals and past students and so on. But we want you to stay tuned with us because today promises to be a very, very exciting
Oh,
day,
yes.
ladies.
Oh, yes.
What do you think about this?
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes, I agree. And as Michelle so ably did, I would also like to welcome you to Adventist Education. We will use the next few hours to introduce you to the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary and the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School's new brand. Now, this new brand, we are introducing it as Strong, the Strong concept, STRONG. A strong foundation, strong focus, strong community, strong alumni, and strong future.
And now, as you take this journey with us, we want you to get ready for an experience that's going to give you all the tools to navigate our schools. Our schools, each of them, the preschool, the primary school, the secondary school, and our tertiary institution, the University of the Southern Caribbean. They're all primed, aren't they?
Yes,
Just
yes.
ready to take care of our young people and to ensure that they have the academics and spiritual acumen to go forward. Now, as you get ready to praise the Lord with us, if you are one of our school family, know that you're in for a treat, aren't they?
Yes, yes,
They're in for
yes.
such a treat that helps us all to be ready with testimonies and song to praise God for what we know is a wonderful Adventist Christian foundation that we can all be proud of. And so that we get this going and we start this day, we want to invite now our chaplain of our schools, Pastor Deborah Spooner, to come in and pray for us. Then after that, we're going to have a devotional by Pastor Reed.
Good morning, everyone. Let us pray. Father in heaven, we thank you so much for the wonderful privilege you have given us to have this special day for the school. At this time, I take the opportunity to commit every aspect of the program into your hands. I'm asking you, Lord, that you will bless the day and that it will meet all of the goals and objectives set by those who have planned it. I commit to your hands the director, the principal, students, teachers, guardians, and well-wishers. I'm asking, Father, that every aspect of the program, all those who have to participate, will come out victorious, that the day will be a blessing to all who attend. So, Father, we thank you because we know that you have said in your word that you will instruct us, that you will teach us, and that you will guide us in the way that we should go with your eye. And so with your promise, we believe, dear Lord, that the day is a blessing. So we thank you in advance for everything that takes place today. We thank you for your blessing. In Jesus' name, amen.
The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. In fact, the book of Proverbs tells us in Proverbs chapter 1 verse 7, now the fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, but fools despise wisdom and instruction. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of knowledge, beginning of wisdom. Wisdom begins with God. Education is fundamentally about how the world works, and this world works by God's design. Three fundamental questions education should always address are: how did I get here? What is my purpose here? And what is my end? It is broader than simple mathematics or science. Becoming scholarly is part of the equation, but remember, the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Therefore, beyond becoming a good scientist or a good carpenter, true education is about answering those three fundamental questions. How did I get here? What is my purpose here? Or where am I going? Or what is my end? In the book of Education, page 9, Ellen White writes, true education means more than pursuing a certain course of study. It has to do with the whole period of existence possible to human beings. It is the harmonious development of the physical, the mental, and the spiritual. Therefore, education is not just about getting a good degree or a good grade, or it's not just about that. Education is helping us understand who we are in light of who God is. So if education is not necessarily fulfilling that spiritual component, it is not complete. But the Seventh-day Adventist Christian education provides a great opportunity for students to answer those three fundamental questions. So we have an opportunity, we have an institution that presents that harmonious development of physical, mental, and spiritual. Spiritual is very important because that would help us to answer those questions. Remember, we said wisdom starts with God. And so the Seventh-day Adventist Christian educational system helps children to be able to address those three fundamental questions. How did I get here? What is my purpose here? What is my end? While at the same time being good, productive citizens of this world. I trust that God will bless us as we continue through this open day and focus our attention on Christian education, because the beginning of wisdom, or the fear of the Lord, indeed is the beginning of wisdom. May God bless you as you have a wonderful day.
Wasn't that just inspiring?
Yes, as always.
That was just wonderful.
Okay, Kaneta, we know that he's your husband, so
Oh,
just
yes.
relax.
We have
Just relax.
we have one of our teachers of the secondary school here with us, Mr. Reed's wife, Mrs. Reed, and she teaches all of the linguistic subjects inside the secondary school. So we welcome her. We welcome her.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. And she's very proud too.
Yes, I am. I am.
Now today, we have a really exciting program planned for you. And before that, we want to tell you just a bit more about our webinars that have been prepared especially with you in mind. We want to showcase Adventist education in a way that we have never done before. You know, we really want to bring you in as a special guest, not just to walk around our school, but to get to know us intimately and to ensure that you become knowledgeable through what we will show you throughout all the upcoming presentations. We're going to have webinars now about our school curriculum, extracurricular activities. We're going to have webinars about the preschool, alumni, and even how to finance your child's education. Tell us a bit more about all of the items to come.
Now you're speaking about webinars and all of this fine information, but I know that this day could not be a good day without a good virtual tour.
It's true.
Yes. And we intend to take you around the schools. We intend to show you what our schools look like, what our classrooms are like. We intend to show you some of the things that our students produce. We intend to let you hear from some of the past students. And as a matter of fact, the alumni is represented in our program today, as well as our present students. We have the student body who will also be a part of some of
Oh,
our
yes.
webinars. So
One
you
of
can
the
hear
best.
from them personally about what the school is all about, how they feel about their school, how they want people to be involved in items going on around the school and so on. We will hear from parents who had good experiences like myself. I had my two children at the school, and I can tell
yes.
you that they came there from primary school all the way to secondary school. And so we are going to introduce you to some parents who can give you even better stories than I have. And then we will also hear from a whole lot of other persons. There are myriad of things that we have going on here today. This is just our banter, but we have videos to come and we have personal interviews to come. And I'm sure that Kaneta can tell you some more of what we have going on as she does some introductions as well.
Okay. So I will be introducing to you now our principals, and for the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, the principal is Mr. Winslow Ben, better known as Sir Ben.
Oh, yes.
And Sir Ben, he also speaks Spanish. He teach you well. He used to teach Spanish before he became the principal of the primary school. And Sir Ben seems to not be aging at all.
At all.
Aging
At
down.
all.
Aging
Yes,
down.
At all.
aging down.
At all.
So
But they say teachers remain youthful
Yes,
for a
yes,
very long
I
time.
remain youthful
Oh, yes.
for a very long time.
Have
Okay.
mercy.
So he will be sharing with us a day in the life of the principal, and he would be followed by the head girl of the primary school.
A lovely girl.
Very lovely, Hannah Phillips. She plays the violin so
Beautifully.
beautifully.
Very beautifully.
And she would be playing "We Are the Flowers of God's Garden" by Olga Lopes Seal.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Then she would be followed by Miss Annette Aline, the principal of the secondary school, my principal. So these three items, Mr. Winslow Ben, followed by Hannah Phillips, then Miss Annette Aline, the principal of the secondary school.
My name is Winslow Ben, principal of the Bridgetown SDA Primary School. Our school remains committed to excellence in education. The COVID-19 experience, with its varied challenges, has not impeded us from achieving our objectives. Moreover, I would suggest that teachers and administration have even more determinedly sought to maintain and strengthen the connections with our students and parents as we all seek to effectively navigate through this pandemic. As is the norm, we continually seek God's strength, wisdom, and guidance to further reinforce the core value that all our students are His children. Therefore, from my perspective as principal, only excellence in efforts will be accepted regarding these children. When this is done, we are able to trust God, assured that He will provide and His divine will is going to be borne out in our daily activities. No effort then is spared to ensure that our students have been adequately catered to as we all seek to adjust to this new normal. For me, as a new principal in the past year, the new normal is something that also comes into my personal life as well. These children are held as paramount, and this fact immediately informs my daily responses to them, especially in these times. From 6:50 a.m. till 6:50 p.m. pre-COVID, I attempt to emulate Jesus' example of servant leadership among the staff and students. There's nothing I would ask them to do that I would not be willing to do myself. Parents, we are here to help you, to work with you and your charges. Not only have we successfully transitioned to online teaching to a great extent, but we have some adjustments to make still along the way. We are working to ensure that the constituency we serve is most adequately catered to. Regarding the 246 students, staff complement of 21, I am honored to be associated with the teachers, parents, and students, and also amazed at how successfully they cooperated to implement online school. I see my responsibility as more than a job. I try to operate under heavenly guidance to make a difference here at our school. It is my belief that our school has been successful, is successful, and will continue to be successful because God is at the helm. This job has been one that has tested me physically, emotionally, psychologically, and even spiritually. But through every situation encountered, I am pleased to say that God has worked out His will, and with this, I am extremely satisfied. From the time I enter the compound until I leave, my usual routine is one of interaction. Multiple times during the day, any student can attest to the fact that I may pay a short visit to the classroom, interact briefly with student or teacher, and then leave. Ancillary staff and even my secretary as well will agree. There's always constant, consistent communication and follow-up on any arising matter that may present itself on a daily basis. Special appreciation must be given to my secretary, Mrs. Lorna Roach, as it is with her that I would pray for God's guidance as I begin my workday after staff and general student worship. This is God's school, and we continually seek His wisdom and guidance as I endeavor to lead this institution. I therefore welcome you to the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School, where we strive for excellence. I most wholeheartedly look forward to welcoming parents and students to our school in September 2020. Together, we will get through this pandemic.
Hi there. My name is Annette Aline, and I am the principal of the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School, which now has an enrollment of just over 250 students with a faculty and staff of 30 persons. Parents enroll their children at our school for us to help them become their best selves. Developing students spiritually, enterprisingly, learnedly, virtuously, emotionally, and socially is our mantra. In light of that, I am devoted to helping our boys and girls attain these objectives, and my devotion motivates me to create and maintain a structure that will produce students who are intelligent, shrewd, well-adjusted, spiritually minded, morally sound, and equipped to function in a world that promotes survival of the fittest. I ask God daily for strength to lead the institution in the way that He desires. My day at the office begins around 7:30 a.m. most mornings. I look forward to our staff worship, which starts at 8:15 a.m. and is a wonderful way for empowering us. Some days I get to follow the regular schedule of the day's activities. Other days I have to adjust to facilitate a conference at the convenience of a parent or guardian or deal with a student's conflict. I am conscious of the important role families play in our school's success. Given that, I try to accommodate these unforeseen circumstances which interrupt my daily schedule. I look forward to mornings of General Assembly and Chapel. These occasions afford me the privilege to enjoy students and teachers' ingenuity and talent in their presentations of a wide variety of programs aimed at helping our students become their best selves. Walks around our campus allow me the chance to see firsthand how our mission is being realized. This gives me the opportunity to better understand the dynamics that are unique to my school. They also give me a chance to conduct informal classroom evaluation. This too is to help teachers become their best selves as they interact with students during the teaching and learning process. I enjoy it most when I see the capabilities of students in some of the classes, such as theater arts, fabric design, art, food preparation and cookery, barbering, and furniture making. I am thrilled by the inclusion of STEAM and the exposure it brings for our students. Last year, we reintroduced extracurricular activities as our Cedar Tree Electives program. This initiative, designed to cater to our students' enterprising and virtuous development, allows students to choose one extracurricular activity from a list that includes basic sewing or dressmaking, choir, fitness, drama, baking, and public speaking. To date, one of our most significant triumphs is the almost smooth transition to e-learning. I am very proud of our teachers, parents, and students who cooperated to successfully implement online learning using Zoom and the Google Classroom. At the start of COVID-19, we saw our limitations. At this stage in COVID-19, we are seeing beyond those limitations. My work is more than a job. It gives me the privilege to interact with and impact the lives of young people. I like collaborating with God to make that difference, so I ensure that plans and measures are in place to foster progress and accomplishment in every aspect of their lives. Thankfully, our records show that our students are succeeding. The school received a 90% pass at the June 2019 CSEC sitting. Our success also extends into the country's workforce, where many of our alumni are occupying notable positions of employment in Barbados and the world. Our school is strong because God is at the wheel. We believe He is in control and directs the daily proceedings. We care. Each day we willingly do our part to develop our youth in becoming men and women who are honest with integrity. We practice excellence. The Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School welcomes you to a place where the Bible is the basis of all learning and where students have the privilege to become their best selves. We look forward to having you at our school as you join our family in September.
Okay, so welcome back, and we want to thank the principals for their giving us a little insight into what they experience on a daily basis, and we want to thank Hannah Phillips for that beautiful item. As you join us during the course of the day, we want to remind you, as you use the Zoom platform, that we have multiple breakout rooms. So when you join, you will be led to the lobby. And remember, Zoom, it's virtual, but you would be hearing terms like led and carried,
Yes.
because you're on this journey with us. So you would be led to the lobby where you will be greeted by the host, who will more or less will be determining your needs. And then you will be placed in the waiting room. But you won't just be waiting there on seats and so forth. You will still have an opportunity to view what is
view
going
and to
on.
see.
Yes. And then you would be led to the various rooms that you may have interest in. So if you need to find out information about the primary school, you would have someone there, the principal or a representative. If you need to find out information about the secondary school, you would have the principal or the representative. If you want to find out information about finances to pay school fees, how you can contribute to the school, we'll have the business manager or a representative from the finance office. If you want to find out information about the CVQs, we'll have somebody there to tell you about the CVQs. We'll have USC persons and persons who would represent the alumni. So you won't be there just waiting. We have persons ready and waiting to answer your questions. And perchance you are not visiting the Zoom rooms and you just want to ask questions, you can ask your general questions. You could type them in the live YouTube feed and somebody would be there to answer those questions for you. So as you come on, ensure that you go to those rooms and get your questions answered. And as we go on, Michelle,
Yes, ma'am.
that virtual tour.
Oh, yes. That virtual tour. That day. That was a good day.
Yes, it was. It
Yes,
was.
the idea of having a tour of our schools made the experience so much better for me. I know that my experience existed mainly because I had 2 children at the school. But having walked the school, learnt of its history, learnt about the classrooms and how they came about, and what it meant to be a part of these classrooms made a complete difference for me. For instance, whilst walking up on the morning of the tour, we came on hallowed ground, not just to see the sign, but to actually experience walking into the school. Being a part of the environment of the school made me feel as though it was on hallowed ground. Have you ever walked up the walkway with the trees?
Oh, yes.
How
From
is
the
that feeling?
very first day I went to work at that school. To me, it is just one of the most lovely ways to enter a school, with all the nature, the trees,
Yes.
and really having the breeze at your back. It's almost like the Holy Spirit just pushing you right into that environment.
It's kind of serene, isn't it?
really is.
Yeah.
It
And
really is.
I think because we were doing this, there was this deliberate. It was a deliberate act. You didn't have. There was no choice. You had to look around and.
Yeah.
I mean, I teach there, and it's as though you never stopped before and just looked.
Yeah.
And that day, I was able to just
Take it all in.
Take it all
Take it
in.
all
take it
in.
all in, and it was just beautiful. It was beautiful.
You know, one of the things too that really captivated me, because I love history, was the fact that our school is a building with much rich history. And for those of you who didn't know before, we're going to tell you a little bit about our school and the history of our schools. Now, when you join us on our virtual tour, you will hear some things that will blow your mind. Did you know that the school belonged to a military person or personnel, or it was a
yes.
part of a military organization before? Well, join us now as we go to the first part of our virtual tour. This will tell you a little bit more of what we were here talking about.
Yes.
All right? Let's go. Hi, and welcome. And we are about to take a ride on a treasure hunt while I await the arrival of my co-host,
Michelle.
Cornetta.
Hi here. I'm ready for the treasure. Ready. Got my binoculars, made by me. My bag for treasure, made by me. My camera, made by me. And of course, my hat for the sun. I ready for the treasure, Michelle. Ready for the treasure.
Cornetta. Look around you, Canetta.
Yes.
We spoke about a different kind of treasure.
Yeah, treasure is treasure.
Treasure in Jesus is what I'm talking about. Don't you remember?
So you mean I'm not looking for money to get rich?
No, no, not at all today. Take off your hat. Let's go on this treasure. Come, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Hi, I'm Michelle Ward.
And I'm Kanetta Reed.
And today, we're going to take you on a journey
As we unearth treasures on these hallowed premises. Did you know that this building is filled with rich history? In the 19th century, it was home to the British Army Inspector of Hospitals, and it is part of a rich history in military.
And also, on September the 21st, 1953, at Flodden, Culloden Road, this school was opened. And then we transitioned here to Abingdon on Dalkeith Road in St. Michael.
Michelle, this building is beautiful, and I know it has a rich history. But is that all we are going to speak about today?
No, as a matter of fact, we're going to take a journey around the school as we look at our strong core values.
As far as I know, this school not only caters to the head, but it caters to the hands and hearts. So let's go.
So, wasn't that exciting?
Oh, yes, it
Listen
was.
to me. Didn't you hear something that you never knew before?
I think
Huh?
I did,
You did.
for certain.
So, Kanetta, where did you find out that this guy had run this military hospital?
Well, I got that information actually from our principal because that was information they compiled
Right.
in terms of the history of the school. And even talking to our former principal, Dr. Cecile Cummins,
Right.
he would have shared that information. He's a historian. He would have shared some of that information with me as well. But it is amazing to have that building on our compound, and it still looks so beautiful.
Yeah,
it looks
does.
beautiful.
It is in immaculate condition. And Karine, don't you know that? Well, you are a teacher that deals with math, so I know that many persons might have heard the date before, and I want you to tell us. Calculate quickly for me. It should be more than how much years?
It is definitely more than 120
Correct.
years.
So our school
Definitely.
is rich.
It is.
It
It has
is
a
strong.
very rich history. And if we go
Correct.
back into that history, I'm sure that, the surprises that Canada has unearthed are only some of those that can be really found.
Yes, and like what we were saying earlier, Kanetta mentioned it earlier. We are trying to build a strong community foundation focus, and these concepts we will explain throughout the day. And I'm going to allow Karine to now introduce you to the strong concept number 1.
Okay, our strong value number 1. Now, we don't only emphasize the spiritual development of our students. That is very important. We teach the gospel and the scriptures to our children so that they are well grounded in not only the Bible, but the doctrine of the church. But furthermore, we are also interested to a high level in their academic, physical, their mental, social, every aspect of these children's development. Now, Canetta, I'm certain you know of our results. So when we talk about our academic development, I mean, we go way beyond the call of duty as teachers to ensure that our children do the best. And even right now, I mean, when we had the break, we're talking about our students being at CXC exams even today and how they're preparing with all of the foundation.
Teachers continue teaching even after school close, and they are still teaching until exams.
So what a foundation our teachers are building for our students. Our school also integrates the church and the home to give each student the best opportunity possible to reach their very highest level. I want to just say to Ms. Reed and Ms. Ward, why don't you tell us a little bit more?
Okay, so persons, you can, before we go on, you can remember, go to the breakout rooms to find out information. I'm just reminding y'all. And as we continue in this program, we will have an instrumental by a very talented young man, Adriel Boyce. He attends the secondary school. And then we will have a testimonial, or rather 2 testimonials by parents, Mr. Roger Cummins, a parent from this primary school, and Mrs. Kim Harris, a parent from the secondary school.
The switch to online learning and the experience of virtual school was challenging, exhausting, but ultimately rewarding. My wife Marva is also a teacher at a private school. We have 2 daughters. One was in Infants A and the other in Class 1. So there were 3 classrooms in session simultaneously in 3 different rooms in our home. As Marva taught her class, I moved between the girls' classes. On evenings, my wife, who is also studying, attended online classes while I supervised and assisted the girls with homework, assignments, and projects. Then at night, my wife planned and prepared to teach her class the next day by posting and uploading videos and other activities. I used this time to submit our daughter's work and make sure all their outstanding work was done. I want to unreservedly express sincere thanks and appreciation to the management team and staff of the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School. They ensured that the transition to online classes and virtual school was smooth and impressive. As with most new things, especially when implementation time was short, there were a few hiccups and challenges, but these were handled effectively. The same attention to detail, professionalism, caring attitude, family atmosphere, quality of teaching, and genuine spirituality that the school is known for on the physical campus was exhibited online. My daughter's teachers, Mrs. Seeley and Miss Welch, were superb. They went above and beyond the call of duty, and I'll be eternally grateful for all the effort, the sacrifice, the planning, the preparation that these two teachers put in. They were readily available, answered all questions, responded to all queries, and were very understanding of the challenges students and teachers and parents experience. From speaking to other parents, the other teachers at the school did similarly. The principal, Mr. Ben, led competently, fairly, and by example. I never had any doubts about the potential and quality of the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School in preparing my children to be successful citizens in this life and for eternity. However, since the last term, I am beyond convinced that if any parent or guardian desires a sound quality education, supported by strong spiritual foundations and infused with moral and ethical considerations, then the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School is the place for your child.
My name is Kim Harris. I am the proud mother of two lovely boys who have had the experience of having Seventh-day Adventist school experiences. My story started about 6 years ago. I met this beautiful young lady who came to my office to intern, and I shared my concerns about which schools my child would go to. At the time, it was the older boy. And in speaking to her, it felt as though this person was like a little angel. And they said to me, I've had the most wonderful experience at the Seventh-day Adventist school. And she was Adventist. I took her advice and I enrolled my first son. I was very comfortable, and I had to enroll the second son at primary school. But what I would say from this whole experience, I feel so blessed. I am blessed to get up in the morning and see these two children on their knees praying without me having to invite or instruct. I feel blessed to know that God can give me the opportunity to testify to you today. When the children entered the Seventh-day Adventist primary and secondary school, I was a Catholic. Now, I am a Seventh-day Adventist, and so are my children. It has taught me that, it has caused me to reevaluate my life. It has taught me that, the challenges that I may have experienced before, the struggles that I experienced before and that I'm experiencing now is only because I'm a child of God. It makes me stronger to confront challenges as a parent, as a woman, as a worker, and I feel blessed. I no longer look at life through a tunnel vision. I have vision, and I can look further at how my life is being led. And through Christ, through the Adventist faith, I feel inspired each day. I come to God now each day, things that I was not doing before, and I can talk to God. I can rely on God for strength, for support. Just be able to go to my Maker and say, Lord, I thank you. I have learned so much from the Adventist faith, from my brothers and sisters who are there to comfort me and reach out to me even sometimes when I don't say that I'm in need or I'm having a struggle. The faith has actually touched all of our lives to the extent that my oldest son, in his decision to go to church, the entire family went along. And from what I learned, it encouraged all of us to want to be Adventists. Last year, my oldest son, Michael, and I, we were baptized and washed clean. And I give you thanks, Lord, for guiding me to the Seventh-day Adventist faith, where that I can share and I can experience with my family the love of Christ. Thank you.
So welcome back. Welcome back to this, our very first, here we go again, very first virtual open day, and I know it's been going really well so far.
Fantastic.
Oh, yes.
The testimonies from the parents, so you see that not me alone has had good experience with the school. We we have other parents who want to share and encourage other persons to send your children to our Barbados SDA secondary school and our Bridgetown SDA primary schools, because there we have good foundations. Karine spoke of strong foundations.
foundation.
We have God in the midst of all of this. Who wouldn't want God in anything that they're doing?
There's no reason why you should not want the Lord.
Exactly.
And we both have children at that
Yes,
school
we do.
those schools. My daughter's just graduated into the secondary school, and her experience with you, it's like she comes home every day with something good to say.
Yes.
It's really
Fantastic.
wonderful.
Makes me
Good,
feel
good. And as well, you can see that our children are talented as well.
They
We've
are.
had Hannah, who is the head girl of the school, and we just had Adriel Boyce doing the steel pan. The steel pan from Trinidad and Tobago, we know. Yes, we have some person here who is an avid supporter of all things she's involved in. Have you ever seen her at Sports Day? Oh my. Well, you must see her in this part of our virtual tour then. In this part of our virtual tour, we introduce you to our vocational and technical
Yes.
side of the school. Now, we have academics in our school that is paramount beyond any other. I'm sure that you can speak about some of the things that are academic within the schools, the CXC results we've had over the years. I know, for instance, there was a child, Jehoiada. I think he left school with 11 CXCs, most of them at grade 1, and that's
I
exceptional.
believe the results are in the 90%.
Yes, exactly. Then we've had Connor Harris. She is
She won
currently
or I think it's last year or year before she won
the
the
regional.
regional art.
Yes,
That's right.
CXC.
That's right.
And then from our primary schools,
Primary
I know
school,
we
our
have
results are always exemplary.
exceptional.
And,
Yes,
and it's, I think, just the year before last,
Mm-hmm.
we had the youngest 11 plus sitter. And she, getting the highest grade at Common Entrance. A little
Yeah.
girl, her name was Renee St. John.
Yes.
It was, her performance was really something to be proud of.
So we do have exceptional students far beyond any other. And why is that? That is because God is
school is
in the
exceptional.
midst of it all. God has profound experiences with our children.
That's right.
And our children
That's
do well.
right. And not just that, but even children who may begin with challenges.
Yes.
It is well known in our community that if you have a child who has got some issue, a little challenge, a little special needs problem, sometimes, we look at these things as being problems,
Yeah.
but at our school, we just look at them as something for the Lord to take care of.
That's right. That's
And
right.
actually, even at the secondary school for children who may have challenges, even before they start in the mainstream, if they need a little more help and stuff like that, we actually have a class for them that is done by our special needs teacher or
Right.
who would help those to, and it doesn't mean because they start there, they
Never.
They will end up there.
we
Never.
have students
Right,
who
exactly.
started in pre-form 1 and they left with full
Exceptional.
CXC
Yes.
results.
certificate.
Yeah.
Full results. 5 subjects and up. And she's a fantastic teacher. The teachers are fantastic. And I'm not only saying it because I'm a teacher there, that too, but the teachers are fantastic.
Yeah. And one of the reasons I wanted to mention this particular thing is because of my experience. Years ago, when my daughter was transitioning to the upper school in secondary, a lot of the vocational subjects were not really available to her. And if you are a parent who pays attention, you must know whether or not your child is vocational or academic. And you must be able to help them to navigate the process in choosing the subjects carefully that they would want to do and so on. And for this reason, why I'm saying I want you to pay attention to this part of the virtual tour now is because we're going to introduce you to a number of the aspects of vocational training that is offered by the school. You will as well hear a little later from Mrs. Sandra Mon, who is the CVQ coordinator, and we will tell you a little bit more about this later.
Best art teacher in the world.
She is the best art
yes.
teacher in the world.
Yeah, she is.
In the world.
She is the best.
Without a doubt.
The best. The best.
And actually, she was my art teacher this year.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So, kudos to you, Mrs. Mon, and we will hear from you a little bit later. But I want you to come with me, and Kanetta and Kareen. We're going to take you on a tour of these rooms that may not necessarily be highlighted all the time as we go through the school. So we have our barbering room, where the children now have an experience, a different type of experience, school experience. They're able to learn a trade so that everybody leaves school with something.
Yes. With something.
They're into the woodwork room, so they can do cabinet making. They can do the shoe racks. Have you seen the shoe racks? You will see them shortly.
I wanted to buy one of those shoe racks.
Yeah, and they are actually built for two purposes. One, it's a couch, and then it's a shoe rack. So you'll see some as we go through this virtual experience. And then, of course, we have Mrs. Reed, the actor, the theater arts person. You will see her in action, and we will showcase some of the art that was done for this year's CXC examination.
And you'll see Michelle's
And
art.
you will see my art. You will see me painting my granny. The dearest person to my heart. And you will also hear us sing.
Yes.
Yes.
With our very own doctor.
No,
Yes,
our very own doctor. I have to hear Michelle sing.
Yes.
She held.
can
She
sing.
held.
She can hold a tune.
Yes, I can hold a tune.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she can.
I can
If
hold
you
a
say
tune.
so, I believe
She
it.
can. She can.
So let's go now as we view our second half of our virtual tour.
Okay, you seem to have an elevated fever, but I'll give you something for that. Oh, hi! Yes, you may be wondering why we are dressed like this. Of course, as you can see, we are in the theater arts room, and no, she's not sick. We were pretending. Yes, I'm one of your hosts, but I am also the theater arts teacher. And theater arts is where children have an opportunity to learn about not only drama, but about production, playmaking, dance, which we don't necessarily do, but it's also part of the curriculum. This room is where we come and express ourselves. This room is where children have an opportunity to just be themselves, be in their element without feeling judged, without feeling as though they have to make up for something. It is where we are free to do what we want and express ourselves and express just.
Okay, this is you just count up.
Yes, so
Just count up.
Yes.
Just count up. Put this count.
So theater arts, we offer that too. So we now move from theater arts to visual arts. This is where you get to see students in their element, where they paint, they draw, they do batik. But wait, where is my co-host? Michelle? Michelle?
Hi. Look what I found, Kanetta.
Why-
I did this year in visual arts.
You did?
Yes.
Is
And
it
a
for sale?
whole lot more. No, it's not for sale. It is mine. It is mine.
Okay.
Right.
Just as though I am in theater arts, she's like this in visual arts. So tell us, Michelle, about this and the teacher.
So, as you can see, Kanetta, all around the room is filled with lots of work that was done by the children here for 2020. We did graphics and communications, we did batik, we did painting and mixed media, and a whole lot more. And thanks to Mrs. Sandra Mon, who is an excellent visual arts teacher.
She is the best.
The best in the world.
The best.
You need
the
to
best.
come here.
Sandra Mon. I love it.
And I say thank you.
Okay, so this treasure also offers CVQ courses. And one of these CVQ courses is barbering / hairdressing. And we have a newly outfitted barbering salon. So let's go. Whoa. In here is fun.
Yes, indeed. And here we have some of our barbering students who are fully active in the program.
And even women could get their hair cut. You can get your hair washed. You can get your eyebrows done. You can get the full works. So our school, we are well and fully equipped with great barbers and hairdressers. So you can come, get yourself done and dolled up.
All right, so we've learned about the CVQs. Should we go over to the woodwork room now?
Oh, sure.
Let's go. This is our woodwork, building and technology room. Let's visit some of our students who participated in the World Skills Barbados Junior Competition. They placed 4th and 5th in the cabinet making category. I see you found something to do with your hands.
Yes, and I'm about to paint. Can I borrow your brush? Okay.
So let's go down here. And we have the sanders, and then we have the makers of the cabinets. So Vernon, tell us a little bit about what you did at World Skills Barbados.
So basically what we did was build a bedside cabinet. It was a drawer, a door, and a skeleton.
We also have the other students who took part in this competition. Please tell them your name.
My name is Ricardo Richards.
And could you tell us about your experience at the World Skills Competition?
Well, it was a bit frightening, but as I got into actually doing the work, I didn't really studying the people or nothing,
So you enjoyed it?
yeah, it was a little challenging, but I got through.
And we are proud of both these students. And we also have 2 other students who have been working on their piece, Brian Casher and Tyrell Ward. Could you all just tell us a little bit about these pieces?
Well, the bench, it's simple. Usually every year a group would do something to contribute to the school, and like the next part sell it to people that would like to buy it. And usually the groups would split the money amongst each other, or if they don't want to sell it, one of them would carry it home.
Oh, fantastic. This is fantastic work. The colors are beautiful. And we are very proud of our boys, and we also have 1 or 2 girls who are in this program. So parents, it's not just about academics, it's also about the hands as well.
for checking in with us on that part. The music program here at school is new. Actually, this year is the first time that we are doing the CSEC music exam, and we actually had the practical exam for that this morning. So it's been quite interesting watching the children, working with them and watching them develop. I think one of the main things we've seen coming out of this program is the level of discipline that's needed to be able to perform at the level you need to perform at as a musician. So it's now starting and it's growing, and I'm happy with the progress so far.
And how do you see this program in terms of carrying us forward as a school?
As a school, I think it will serve us well. We know that people always say Adventists are known for their music. That's something that we're known for, and so I think it will serve us well, especially for because there is this cry, whether it's official or not, that we want to have better trained musicians in church and that kind of thing. So I think this would be a good starting point for us to have a strong music program here, so that we can have better trained musicians across the church in Barbados.
So you see, our children are not being trained by any old person. Our children are being trained by somebody who is well known, somebody who is highly qualified, and somebody who loves music. So at the Seventh-day Adventist School, music is a major part of our program, and it should be something that you should want your children to be part of. So our school, welcome back, and from our virtual tour, and I hope that you all enjoyed it as much as Michelle and myself. Our school is a well-rounded school. We don't always we are not only concentrating on the spiritual aspect, because we are well-rounded, we are holistic. Okay, so while the spiritual is our foundation, that is our base, that is where we start, we have a strong academic program, as Michelle would have mentioned before. We have recently introduced the STEAM program, theater, arts, we have music, by our very own doctor. We have fabric design, which is also part of the CBQ program. We have our food preparation, and even in the tour, you would have seen some of our students who would have entered the
World
the
skills.
World Skills.
Yes.
We had that for food prep
yes.
and for woodwork, and they were fantastic.
I have seen LeJade Willoughby.
She is.
She is a chef extraordinaire.
Yes,
There
she
is
is.
no other way to explain it. She's
She is.
very much in control
She
in the
is
kitchen.
Exceptional. She is. And we engage in many other exciting activities. One such activity I could remember is our ethno-linguistics day.
Yeah.
You would have mentioned before in terms of linguistics. Now, I don't teach Spanish. That is ably done by
Mr. Ben.
Miss
Boyce.
Boyce.
Yes,
That's right,
yes.
because Mr. Ben is now our
Over
principal.
at the
Yes.
That's right.
Yeah.
She is our Spanish teacher, and she does a fantastic job. Very patient, quiet, but able person. And I can remember for this ethno-linguistics day, these students were all dressed. You had Chinese and you had Indian, and we had a student, Janisha, she's on to BCC now, and she came and she spoke that language so
fluently,
well, and
yes.
they were dressed in these lovely outfits, and each day we had something. And even for Language Week, you would have had Mrs. Boyce come in, she would have done Spanish, and it was just so fantastic. And to listen to these students, and she is more or less self-taught.
Right.
And I think recently she would have visited China.
Oh,
She would have gone on a trip to China. So, you know, she's fantastic. Not to mention the CXC results. So the focus, our focus is not just on the spiritual aspect, but we focus on the academic aspect and the physical aspect as well.
You know, Michelle.
No, don't
I-
even ask me, girl, because I would tell you that I did Mandarin.
And
Don't ask me to speak it.
I am listening to Kaneda.
Yeah.
And when you speak of a strong foundation, I know full well that those children learn those skills at the primary school from very young.
All right,
really.
Bose, you blow your horn, girl.
Hello.
Blow, yes.
Yes.
Because we've been having language week from the
Right.
time those children were infants.
Right.
You know? And I mean, they've learned all of the different genres of books and their reading skills, everything, even oration and how to present. From the
Right.
time they're in primary school,
Yes.
they would have learned those skills. So they're only developing on what they've already built
Thank
as a
you.
strong
We
foundation.
appreciate it.
Yes. And you know, our church is built on the foundation of the church school principle.
That's right.
And so we believe in the church, the home, and the school as one triad. And so when we learn things at home, we bring them to school. When we learn them at church, we bring them to school. And, you know, as a result, I have heard on more than one occasion of many persons who are in the HR profession who have said, you can always tell when a Seventh-day Adventist enters an interview. They speak well.
And they are
fluent.
poised.
They are
Yes.
poised.
Definitely.
And this is what we have done with our students here at both the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School and the Barbados SDA Secondary School. For those of you who are joining us today, we want to thank you for being with us, and we want you to know that the Zoom link is also available. You will see it scrolling across the bottom of your screen at some point. You can as well pick us up on our Facebook page. We are on Instagram, so you can check us out there. And of course, this program is on the YouTube channel. Remember that we have some virtual assistants waiting to hear from you to answer your questions. So if you don't get an opportunity to be a part of a breakout room today, you can ask your questions in the YouTube chat. There are virtual assistants from both the secondary and the primary school waiting to hear from you. I know we're saying a lot about the primary and the secondary school, but we also need to mention to you as well, if you have any child that is 3 years old and you want them to be a part of a school system, we have a preschool. Yes. Our preschool has been open of late, and Kareen is, I know she can't wait to tell you about her preschool.
I just love the preschool. Our inaugural year. We've just completed 1 year of operation. And those little children are just delectable.
Yes.
Their uniforms are so gorgeous. And really, you could just eat
what?
them up.
No,
They're
it's
so
just
sweet.
thought, you know.
They are
Kick that
so
thought,
lovely.
Kaneta.
I mean, it makes you want to have, but then I realize, you know, you just poof, let that thought go.
That's your thought.
Yes.
Yes. You just keep that thought right in
right
the middle
over
there,
there,
right
I
here.
carried it. It's gone.
That's right.
So we're going to hear more about this later from you, Kareen, I'm sure.
That's right.
But at this point, we want to introduce you to our favorite, best art teacher in the world, Mrs. Sandra Mon. She will tell you a little bit about the CVQ curriculum of this school. We're going to hear from Mrs. Nurse, which is our very own Kareen Nurse. And as well, we're going to have some testimonies. One from Mrs. Norma Worrell. She is a parent, or was a parent, of her children all went to
But in fact, she's still a parent.
she is still a parent. But
she's
all
still a
of her
parent.
kids went to both schools.
Yes.
And
And
so
she still loves the school.
Yes.
She's a parent.
And so we're going to hear from her, and then we're going to hear from Mrs. Roxanne White, who also has 2 children at our primary school.
Everyone loves stories. And I would love to tell you a story about this great silk cotton tree, which has stood on these premises for over a century. But that will have to wait. Today, I want to tell you all about what we offer here at the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. Hi, I am Sandra Mon, KRB Vocational Qualifications Coordinator here at the school. I also teach visual arts and assist in curriculum matters. This is all a part of our heritage here at Abingdon. We follow the mandate given for Christian education to educate the head, the heart, and the hand. So let's share our mission with you. We are part of a proud and very large and organized educational system. We offer over 34 subjects throughout the entire school. These are coordinated between 7 departments. Let's take a tour of those departments. The Technical Vocational Department. This department offers the subjects of building technology, technical drawing, food, nutrition and health, and visual arts. Over the last 4 years, these subjects have been recording a 100% pass rate at CSEC. Also in 2018, we made the CSEC Visual Arts Merit List at number 1. Visual arts student Connor Harris excelled in this area. A great interest has been awakened in these skill areas, and we look forward as a school to continuing this tradition of excellence. This department has really grown, and we are truly thankful to God for all our successes. Number 2, the CVQ or Caribbean Vocational Qualifications. This is also a technical vocational area. The areas offered are part of a competency-based program certified by CXC. We are yet to undergo audits in the areas we offer. These areas are fabric design, furniture making, business and administration, food preparation and cookery, data operations, barbering, and hopefully cosmetology from September. We have undertaken the construction of a new building as part of this endeavor. We have been blessed by the Adventist constituency at large and look forward to continued support to bring the construction phase to an end. Our third department is the business department. This has been one of the consistently productive departments of the school, offering subjects such as EDPM, Electronic Document Preparation and Management, Office Administration, Principles of Accounts, and Principles of Business. Number 4, the General Studies Department. This maintains the original subject offerings from our inception as a school. Since then, social studies has been added and music at the CSEC level with our first group of CSEC music students taking exams this year. Subjects include Caribbean history, geography, social studies, and music. Next, we have at number 5 our language department, a stable department consistently excelling. We have seen the addition of theater arts with our first group taking exams this year. The subjects are English language, Spanish, theater arts, English literature taught only in forms 1 and 2. Our mathematics department is a small one, but one that, Number 6, the mathematics department, another consistent performer. Subjects include mathematics, information technology, and computer science offered in the first and second form only. To add to this, our final department is the science department. We have seen additions here as well. Physical education and sports at CSEC. We are yet to see our first CSEC candidates taking exams. The other subjects include agricultural science, biology, chemistry, human and social biology, integrated science, physical education and sports, and physics. Additionally, we offer electives on Tuesday afternoons.
These include drama, robotics, cookery, craft, dark light theater, music, carpentry, sewing, and physical fitness. These are offered from 1st to 3rd floor. Not so? Additionally, we offer electives on Tuesday afternoons. These include drama, robotics, cookery, craft, dark light theater, music, carpentry, sewing, and physical fitness. These are offered to an entire student body. These are all part of a wide selection, catering to the various needs of our student body. As always, it happens because of the interest and devotion displayed by not only our teachers and staff, but also parents, supporters, and the community at large. We thank you for sharing in this special mission of ours to educate God's children.
It is such a tremendous pleasure to be able to share the exciting activities that go on at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist School with you today. I am Kareen Nurse, a teacher at the school and a member of its management team, and I brought with me Isaac.
Hello.
A Class 3 student at the school, and my son. He's going to help me share the special ways in which our girls, and of course boys, stay busy when lessons are not going on. So, tell me some of the things that our school is known for, Isaac.
Well, there's Adventure Club and Preachers Club and Football Club and Choir and...
Wait. You're listing too many clubs too fast. Let's talk about the Adventure Club first. Are you an adventurer?
Yes, of course. It's so fun.
So, what is it?
Well, it is the most important club for children up to the age of 9 that trains us to be prepared for the ministry.
That's great. And he's right. The Adventure Club at Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School gives students an even more rounded training. The club meets every Tuesday. It teaches our children not only the doctrine of the church, but exposes them to a wide range of character-building activities, health, environmental studies, and all kinds of other areas where their talents can shine. What about the school choir? Are you a member of that too, Isaac?
Yes. Our choir meets on Thursday afternoons, and I also play bells and boomwhackers.
Now, the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School Choir is widely known around the island as one of the most talented children choirs in Barbados. Yet for many, it is still a well-kept secret. Let us share it with you. Our children sing beautifully. In the pic, you can see that a group of children, about 100 or so, gathers at the Ephesus church each week for rehearsal. One of the highlights of their ministry before the COVID-19 pandemic was a year-end concert that was thrilling to experience. They sing a range of songs from different genres: gospel, African songs, hymns, and so on. And Isaac mentioned the bell choir and boom whackers. Now, that's something unique to see. But what about other clubs, son?
Well, I do football on Wednesdays, agriculture club after school on Fridays, and there's also cricket club.
Now on Friday afternoons, our entire school is timetabled for what we call club. There's something for every child. Cooking club, sewing club, drama, music, and like Isaac said, agriculture. A picture tells 1,000 words. And here we see our boys receiving a demonstration from our janitor. Then they'll attempt to plant the seedlings themselves. The children enjoy their craft and making runs at cricket. Our children are definitely very well-rounded once they leave our institution. And can you believe that in addition to all that, their presentation skills are sharpened with AJY Adventist Junior Youth presentations every Wednesday. Special weeks like Language Week, African Awareness Week, Health Week, and so on. But most of all, their witnessing skills are also poised for ministry. Their weeks of prayer, and our students go annually to evangelize in their school community on Day of Prayer, and can even join the Preachers Club, a club that teaches evangelism skills. Not to forget all kinds of family activities organized by our homeschool association, treasure hunts and fun days. Did you know that we always enter various national fun walks as a school, just as an activity for families to enjoy? Bridgetown SDA Primary School students have a full slate of extracurricular offerings that any child can enjoy, don't they, son?
Yes.
And now, we will wait eagerly to see how it extend and enhance our excellent online offerings to accommodate new ideas during this COVID-19 pandemic. Every reason to want to be at our school after school. Now, why don't you give our principal a call so that your child can join Isaac and all the other extra active boys and girls at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School.
My name is Norma Worrell, and I am the last child of Carl and Dorcas Francis. When Carl was a young Seventh-day Adventist, he read one of Sister White's statements, which said, "If there are 6 or more children in a church, there should be a school." This started the family's lifelong commitment to Christian education. Therefore, 8 of his 10 children attended the Barbados SDA Secondary School, and we have fulfilled at least 2 aims of Christian education: to provide workers for the church and be good citizens of the world. We have been deacons, elders, AY leaders, Sabbath school superintendents, elders, you name it, we have done it in the church. We have also excelled in our work areas. We have many teachers, principals, heads of departments in universities, and also in nursing. After doing so well at the secondary school, we decided to send our children through primary and secondary education, and they have followed in the family tradition of excellence. They have been the top students in the Barbados Secondary School examination, and they have also gained exhibitions. They did not have problems going on to tertiary education. In fact, one child, when she presented her documents to an officer at the college which she was trying to gain entrance, after looking through her qualifications and papers, said to her, "You don't only have good academic qualifications, but you've also come from a very good school." Our children are now doctors, physiotherapists, pharmacists, teachers, architects, engineers, librarians, and business persons. They have also given back to the church and served the church in many and various areas. Some are treasurers, some have been AY leaders, some have become elders. God has blessed our family through Christian education, through a Christ-centered Christian education, and it all began here in Barbados at the primary and secondary schools.
My name is Roxanne Waite. I am a past student and proud parent of 2 gems at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School. We have been at the school for 5 years and we've had a wonderful experience. I love that my children are in a safe, friendly, and Christian environment. They have excelled academically. They have an environment that encourages them to speak up and to build their confidence as they're given opportunities to lead and participate in school programs. The lessons that they're taught have biblical principles and lessons in faith integrated, reinforcing what we teach at home and ensuring that they know that they have a Heavenly Father who loves them. Our school is a family. As a parent, I feel supported. I have sat with teachers who have prayed with me. We've discussed issues I've had with my children and found solutions together. I have sat with the principal and expressed concerns, and we found solutions for everyone that was involved. With the COVID-19 pandemic, we were all anxious and not at all excited about online school. It was daunting. But from day one, the evidence of intense and focused preparation from the school administration and from the teachers was there. Our positive experience at school was simply being translated into an online environment. What was the major difference is that I got to see firsthand what happened at school. Before I saw the evidence of what happened at school, now I witnessed everything. Lessons were interesting and engaging. I sat in classes every day. My favorite classes were Bible with Miss Welch, Vocab with Sir Morgan, and PE with Mr. Gittins was always a treat. My daughter says that her teacher was friendly, and I always found the way that teachers related to students was very kind, yet they still maintained an orderly and disciplined environment. Friday morning worships were always a blessing. They brought the school together and made you feel that you were a part of that body. I said it on the first day of online school, and I can say it again today. I am exceptionally proud of our school. Our family has been blessed as a result of being a part of this body, and I know those blessings are not done. To anyone making the decision, I know it's not one to be taken lightly. My 5 years, however, have undoubtedly proven to me that the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School is the school of choice.
So welcome back, and I'm sure these ladies would have a lot to talk about now after hearing all of what was said here. I know you might be better able to banter about this, so,
Well, You know the primary school.
Yes.
You know it well because she
Yes.
has children there too.
Yes, yes,
You know,
yes.
and my little busy bee son, Isaac, he was so gracious to come and assist me with that presentation. And I was so happy to be able to sit beside him as opposed to an adult for a change. And I mean, Kenetta, you taught him in
Yep.
Adventurous.
And he played the piano so well. We had I could remember that very well. We had an activity. They were doing, I think, a talent show. And he played the piano, and we gathered around the piano, and he was fantastic.
I could imagine.
was
I could
fantastic.
imagine. And he's got a charisma all of his own.
Yep.
And I know that, you know, with the musical ability, our school choir, you know, it's going to be the place for him and your Jen. Here, her daughter sings lovely.
Oh, yes.
So
Oh,
lovely
yes.
also.
Has a very lovely
Very
voice.
lovely
Doesn't fall too
voice.
far from the
You know, and
Kanata.
all.
It's good behavior on the TV.
All right.
Yes.
And all the other children.
Yes.
You know, we have over 60 strong in our choir.
The choir is
You know,
fantastic.
and our choir director, Mr. Orville Morgan.
He is fantastic.
He's like
Yes.
dynamite.
And I love his
Energy.
energy, and he doesn't
Energy.
seem to fuss.
Phase.
No.
Yes, he doesn't phase
No.
fast.
Mr. Morgan is just a fantastic
Yes.
choir director, and those children love him.
And now they're introducing new instruments that some of us have never seen before.
Yeah,
the boom whackers and the
Yes,
bells,
yeah.
and
Yes.
it's really a lovely experience. If you-
I know the bells do well around Christmas time. So I know that we have fantastic students who just showcase
They do.
talent in any form at all.
Have you seen any of our end of year concerts?
Of course.
Yes.
Of course.
Yes. Of
Last
course.
year, my daughter sang with the bigger students, and I don't have to tell you,
She
I was there. If you,
so proud.
I stood there and was like, Lord, thank you.
Yes.
Beaming with pride, and this is what parents can experience too.
Oh yes.
They
Oh yes.
can experience that, you could have that opportunity to
To
be
see
your
and
child.
enjoy and watch your child really develop and grow.
And guess what? Those concerts are always on our playing fields under the stars. So be sure to tune in with us for our end of year concert. It's coming up soon. We don't know when, but we will wait to hear from Sir Ben.
We are praying.
Yes, we are praying.
We are praying.
We are praying.
We are praying. We are
Yes.
praying. Definitely.
Well, let's continue, ladies, to look at some of these strong values that we want to speak about on our program for today. And we are at core value number 3, and it represents a strong community. Now, your child can find lifelong friends here. I know for sure, as it relates to my children, they have found lifelong friends with their teachers. It is as though these relationships just exist beyond, you know, even church, beyond, of course, beyond school, because my daughter can see Mrs. Mon anywhere, and they have this pet name. They would be all over the place with each other, and it is such a joy to see. Yes. It is a joy to see that the guys who go to school with my son, and they go to church together, these friendships and these relationships continue long after they have left. And it is also amazing that these same persons that they have communicated with throughout their school life, they can do community projects with. I know the school has been involved in a lot of community stuff.
That's right.
And I know, especially with the student
the
council.
best student council on the island.
Yes, and I know that they have been doing a lot of stuff in the surrounding communities, and I say to God be the glory for those young people who have taken it upon themselves to want to be a part of the community, to share God with the community, even as they come to school. And Karina, I remember you mentioning that persons they even come into the school. They may have little quirks and so on. But I have seen these persons come into the school, and they have meshed so well with others, they have been able to work in the communities around them.
That's right.
You know, they've been able to be a part of the community projects that the school had. And so for me, this is evangelism.
It is.
And
It is.
as Pastor Reed would call it, this is evangel living.
That is our
Yes.
living
Acronyms, yes.
But just to add to what you were saying, you were talking about the teachers, and even at the primary school, my daughter would have had Mrs. Seeley now for 2 years, and she has done a fantastic job with my daughter and even the ones with the younger one. But Mrs. Seeley, Jem is like, she enjoys being in her presence, and you would, when you hear the children talk about their teacher, they would tell you, "Mommy, she's fair, she looks out for us, she would, whenever we do wrong, she would correct us in love, and they don't have to feel ashamed." And I mean, it is comfortable to know that you have teachers who make you feel as though, okay, I could leave my child, because I was one of those scaredy parents. I was afraid.
I can attest
Yes,
to that.
I was afraid to leave my children at the school, I'm being honest, but they were taken care of, and I know, and I could remember having a conversation with Karen at a time, and she told me, she said, I don't know if you remember this, when you said, don't ask for a parent, a teacher you want. Ask God for a teacher your child needs.
Yes.
And that was my prayer. And I know that even for the next school year, it doesn't matter who my child gets. I believe she will, or my children get. Sometime I forget I have two. They will do well, because the teachers genuinely care about their well-being.
And you know, the irony of that is that the teacher is praying exactly that prayer. Give me the children that I need.
Right.
You know, give me the children that are going to develop me, and that I am going to in turn help to grow. So with that kind of prayer going on, there's no question as to whether or not your child can be placed in exactly the right environment that God decides for his or her development.
Yeah, cause as you guys speak, I can remember specifically this one teacher. Her name is Naomi Chase. She is retired, but I know that when my son was going through the primary program, that she was one of the key persons that helped to develop my son. I know that. At one point I had to take him out of the entire class, because it felt as though he was a premature child, and so it felt as though he was a little behind. And I know Mrs. Chase would constantly call me, and she would work with him, and I saw him move from some person who everybody was going along and leave, to some person who could navigate what was going on, because she took her time. This is what I call community. This is what I call a community school. This is what I call caring about the development of somebody, not leaving people behind. I spoke to Mrs. Skeet, who was the then principal, and she assured me, listen, we will keep him with Mrs. Chase as long as he has to be there. Mrs. Chase took him up from class 1 all the way up to class 3. And so that area of leveling out and trying to help him to develop and to read and to understand what was going on was key and crucial for me. And Mrs. Chase did an excellent job.
Excellent teacher.
Yes,
And my mentor
you will not
too.
regret it.
Yes.
You will not regret it.
You will not.
Yes.
And you spoke about the strong community of our school, and the fact that our teachers and our students are family. But not just that, but that our students together get involved in projects and evangelism together. And they are all learning together around doctrinal concepts that are applicable to us as Christians. You know, our children understand that activities, sports, whatever the activity is, a social, it doesn't occur on the Sabbath.
Yeah.
You know, they know that because they're not public school children. They are at the Bridgetown or Barbados Seventh-day Adventist school. And I think that is one of the things that makes our school unique, that the children get a spiritual understanding that is second to none. You cannot get it anywhere else in Barbados.
So we have discussed quite a lot. And like I said before, we haven't spoken much about the preschool. But today I'm going to allow Karine to, again, tell you some more about our preschool.
Now you can tell I'm just bursting with excitement.
Yes.
If you have a tiny tot, a child who is age 3 or above, like, big children like us, love puppet shows too.
Yes.
We invite them. You come now because Mrs. Brown, our primary school teacher and now preschool coordinator, is bringing some of her
Fantastic lady.
friends to just give us a real understanding of the preschool and what it does for our little ones. We have such lovely little ones, and they're just delectable.
Yes, makes you want little ones.
Okay.
Yes.
Just a
Just
thought. It's
just
just a
continue,
thought.
Karine.
It's just
Yes.
a thought. They are so cute. Have you ever seen them in their uniform?
They are.
They are so cute.
And those uniforms are just
They
adorable.
are so cute. It's just a thought, guy. It's just a
It's
thought.
just a thought.
It's just a thought.
Pastor
We
Reed,
believe that
it's just a thought.
It's
We
just
believe
a
that
Yes.
thought. That thought. But do come, and not just that, but understand that our children, even from the littlest ages, are receiving a strong Christian foundation.
Yes. Yeah.
So we just look forward to seeing Mrs. Brown and her friends now.
Oh, hi, everybody. I was just here at home playing in my room, and I was so enjoying spending time playing. But I miss not having anybody to play with me. I don't know what to do.
Well, hi, Shelly, what's wrong?
Well, hi, Daddy. I was in my room playing. I'm really enjoying the moment, but there's something missing.
What do you mean? You've been playing by yourself for a while. What's missing?
Well, I miss having people to play with me.
Ooh, I understand that. It's been a while and you're now about 3 years old.
Yes, but I don't have anybody to play with me.
I understand. But guess what? I saw that there was an advertisement of having school at a preschool called the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Preschool.
What? Really? What's the preschool?
Well, it's a school similar like a nursery, but children are a little bit older.
Okay. Like my age?
Yeah, like your age. And those little children, they register for school.
Register?
Yes, they sign on paper to say that they want to go to the school.
The children?
No, the parents like me. They want their little children to go to school so that they can learn about all the things they need to know about Jesus. And they also are learning lots of other things, counting, and they're spelling, and they're singing songs, and they're learning about each other, how to be caring and kind.
I know how to be caring and kind.
Yes, you do. And I think the more that you learn how to be with me, I think you can learn even more by being with children your age. How would you like that?
Wow, that sounds good. Other girls and boys just like me?
Yep. And I think they're going to enjoy your company too.
Yeah, yes, Daddy, yes, Daddy. Would they get to play?
Of course, they learn and play. They learn about Jesus in play. Sometimes because I heard they do acting, they do parts. I learn how to do different things that they did in Bible time. And that's how the children learn.
Really?
Yep. They also learn other things, math and English and so, in play too.
Wow, I want to try that. And have things like blocks like mine?
Sure, they have more teaching tools and things that they use to help the children to learn about life.
That sounds good, Daddy.
Yeah, but tell you what, guess what? I heard there's a video out. Would you like to see it?
Sure. You mean I get to see what the children look like?
Yes, and when you see what they look like and see what they do, tell me if you like it.
I think I like it already, and I haven't even seen the video. Let me see, Daddy.
Okay, look over there.
Over where?
Over there.
Whoa, okay. I'm looking forward to seeing this video, and I think if I see what exciting things the children do,
yeah,
I'm gonna love it. I'm ready and excited. I'm ready, Daddy. I'm ready.
Okay, darling, just watch the video. Watch the video.
Okay, Daddy. I'm gonna watch.
Cool.
God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. He made the trees, he made the seas, he made the elephants too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so great, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. The mountains are his, the valleys are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so great, so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. Why you? My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. He made the trees, he made the seas, he made the elephants too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, the mountains are his, the rivers are his, the stars are his handiwork too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do. He made the trees, he made the seas, he made the elephants too. My God is so big, so strong and so mighty, there's nothing my God cannot do.
Hi, I'm Samuel. Here's my wife, Shawnette Boyne, and we're going to give you our experience of being parents of a preschooler at the Bridgetown SDA Primary School.
Right, I think we could start with the spiritual aspect of this school.
Okay.
That's a good place to start.
Mhm.
I've heard for some time that if you want your child to have the maximum experience as a Christian, you have to employ a three-pronged approach. That is home, school, and church,
Okay.
working in concert.
Mhm.
We have a Christian home here, we go to church, and we thought it best that we should involve our children in Christian education. So that's where we started. We have two other boys, and they have gone through school from reception. They didn't have the benefit of the preschool. So when the preschool came in, it was just at the nick of time. So our 3+ year child could come into the environment. And to be honest, we do not regret it at all. And when I think about it, while we will be teaching Bible stories here, when she comes home from school, she has so much more knowledge and she's so confident in terms of sharing what she knows.
In fact, she wants to lead out in the song service now for worship. She wants to pray. She can't read, but she will take up the book, and from the pictures, she will want to tell the story. And that's so fantastic. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow. One of the things I think we can move on to is the teacher. We had the privilege of having the teacher teach our two older boys and in reception. And now with all her vast experience, she was now able to come down and translate that to the preschoolers. And so they really enjoyed the reception, enjoyed her, but my preschooler enjoyed her too. In fact, she loves her, and to the point now that at 4 years old, she says she wants to be a teacher.
I've seen them interact with her.
Mhm.
She is so good with them, and they are so comfortable with her.
Yeah, that's true.
And she encourages learning. We could even talk about the school plan, preschool.
And the stations,
Yes.
they're all set up, new brand and everything, but they're all set up to encourage and nurture creativity.
Yes.
And I think that that's also very cool. I would also say the environment, the children coming together, they're like a small little family, they're close knit. And I'm not only talking about the preschoolers, I'm talking about the entire school. All of them kind of look after each other. You're so amazed on mornings sometimes when you go to drop them off, the prefects and so on, they're there to help bring them in. They come, they want to take the bags, they carry in the little one to settle down in the room, or if worship is ready, they'll go lead them out and take them to the hall for assembly and for worship. It's awesome. And then in the evening too, you see the children hugging one another and saying goodbye. There's the preschoolers. It's cool. It's very awesome. I think it's a really nice experience.
Right. So from our point of view, definitely we can only say that we made the right choice. There are no regrets whatsoever having let our little one go into the preschool system.
And you look at the growth overall, the intellectual, their academics, the physical, the social, and most importantly, the spiritual. They all are coming together quite nicely. So I would also say, I would recommend, if you're considering it today, you're making the choice that is most important, not only for academics and for this world, but for the world to come.
Indeed.
Now, Mrs. Brown knows exactly how to make those puppets work, doesn't she?
Yes, that's why she is the very best person to be the preschool teacher.
That's right.
Yeah.
She
Yes.
is. No questions asked.
Yeah.
And we had such a emphatic testimony from Mr. and Mrs. Bowen also. They have some lovely children inside the school. Their son, the first son, he's now graduating out of the primary school. He was our head boy.
Very nice young man.
Very lovely gentleman. He's becoming such
Very
a lovely,
nice young man.
such a lovely student overall, in every way. Very well rounded. He plays and he also, orates in every way. He's a good presenter and he's a part of our preachers club too.
He preached recently. I saw him preaching at, I heard him at a church. I think it's Mariah.
Wow. Wow.
He did a very good job.
Yes, he knows how to present very well. So our testimonial has shown us quite a bit about how our children can develop. They also, as they've said, have a daughter right now in the preschool. She's getting ready to go into reception, and she's such a sweetie.
Very sweet.
Yes.
And the other brother is in my daughter's class.
That's right. So, Kinetta, we should have some more items coming.
Yes. We will now, before we move on, yes, we have our last part, Michelle, last part of our virtual tour. And Karen would have spoken about the preschool, and now you would have an opportunity to see the preschool.
Yes.
And when I was there, let me tell you, Michelle had to kind of get me away because I felt as though...
I could imagine.
When I saw the little costumes, and
Yes.
it was just
And
so
the
nice
toys.
and colorful, and I felt as though I wanted to be in preschool again. And in there, it's just so welcoming, and I felt happy and safe to be in that space. And I could imagine how those children and the parents feel.
You need to see them.
There were times I passed and I would have seen them and with their little cooking set and Miss Brown there, all of
It
them with their
all
little
comes to life.
hats
It
and
all,
hats
everything is
and
in living
it's
color.
just so...
One of the good things about the tour that we did connected though was that Mrs. Brown did speak to us about the stations and the fact that each child has to reach each station every day. I thought that was really, really nice. There's science and art and math and
very nice.
And each day they have to reach every station in order to do something new. you know.
And they're developing all those skills, their numeracy, their literacy, their,
Yes.
the skills of manipulation,
Yeah.
everything. They're learning as they go along.
Parents, send your children.
That's
Send
right.
them. Send them. So in the virtual tour, the final part of our virtual tour, you will have an opportunity to have a look into the lovely preschool. You will also have an opportunity to see the hall and the computer room, your resource room.
That's right.
And, you know, Michelle and I would have really had an opportunity to look at it, see the computers, and it is just so wonderful that our children have that opportunity where they can be taught and teachers can be up to date with the technology and so forth. So we will now have the final part of our virtual tour.
Yes.
Enjoy.
So we have toured the secondary school, and now we are about to go into the primary school, where you would get a glimpse into the life of our primary and preschool students. So come along with us.
Hello and welcome to the Bridgetown SDA Primary School. This building was constructed by the Maranatha Volunteers International, February of 2001. In this building, we house our little ones and our tiny tots. And I'm sure that when we go over to Canetta, that she will tell you a little bit more about what is involved in the school.
Hello. Woo! That sounds nice. Yes, our children at the Bridgetown SDA Primary School always strive for excellence. We strive for excellence not only in academics, but spiritual pursuits. In these hallowed halls, our children not only meet for assembly, but they have opportunities where they can showcase their talents and their gifts that God has entrusted on them. They have an opportunity to showcase what God has done for them in their AJY programs. They have an opportunity to sing and showcase their culture in their independence programs. They have exercise programs, many programs that help to build our children's heads, hands, and hearts. And as we journey through these walls, we will take you to the media resource room, our Tiny Tots room, which is a new preschool room, and our play park, where our children have an opportunity to exercise each day. So let's go.
Here we are at our preschool. In this room, our children learn the balance of education. So we're going to visit the 6 areas in this room that they take part in on a daily basis. Now, I'm going to invite Canetta in because she has to go to every part of this room before our journey is over. Canetta, take your shoes off.
Okay, all right. I'm so excited.
Yes.
So, preschool again.
This room covers a whole different set of areas of development. I know you like to touch and to feel.
Feels nice. Feel it.
Yes. So the children in this area learn about their social, their mental, their physical, and spiritual development. So let's take a look at some of the areas here. What do you think that this would be?
For them to put stamps.
Yes, this is the artistic area. So they learn how to be creative. Right. And over here,
ooh, I'm seeing a tweezer.
Yes. So what do you think that means? That they're going to learn how to
move things?
Maybe count things. So let's count. Let's count. 1, 2, 3. Let's move over here.
Ooh, my station. I love it. Food. It looks so real.
Now look at this. What do you think they will learn from this?
Probably math.
Oh, what about math?
Fractions.
Or you call it something else. When you cut
Divide?
You divide.
Oh.
Yes. And look at this. What do you think they do with this?
Probably teaching them about nutrition, breakfast. Oh, I'm seeing money.
Money.
Oh, pretend money.
So,
You know I like money.
Pretend money. So, they're probably learning how to buy and to sell.
Oh, let me get this. Your money see more than mine. Yeah.
Let's move on.
My favorite part.
I know, right? Designing?
Yes, sewing, designing, craft. Oh, anything with clothes. Fantastic.
What kind of skills do you think the children will be learning with this?
To make things. Learning to use their hands.
Right. Motor.
Their fine motor skills.
Motor skills.
Good. Oh,
yes.
Look. Ooh.
Oh, I know. That's
My
one
thing. Theater,
Oh,
costumes.
Yes. So here, Kaneta, is a really important part of the curriculum.
Yes.
Here is where children not only learn about their Savior, but they also learn to read. And reading is important for everyone. So, let's take a look at some of the books. We're going to look at
colors
and
shape.
So, we missed quite a few things, but I think that we've covered quite a lot in this preschool area. Don't you think that this area represents for us what the initial stages of educational development represent for our school?
It does. It not only teaches them the various skills, but in terms of their hands, kinesthetic, auditory, tactile, but it also teaches them to socialize well. And the teacher for this class, Mrs. Brown, very hands-on teacher, fantastic teacher. Her entire demeanor helps the children. She's very loving. So when you walk in here, you feel as though you're a family. You feel as though you're at home. And I feel as though I want to go back to preschool because there are so many wonderful, colorful, beautiful things. And any parent should want to send their child to this preschool.
Right, exactly. And I believe too that the environment of a classroom helps to build the learning skills of the children.
Yes.
So we want to say thank you to the Bridgetown SDA Primary School for developing such a wonderful preschool for those persons 3 years old. Bring your children to the Bridgetown SDA Preschool and you will not regret it.
Thank you.
In recent times, because of economic development, we've seen across the world that more and more schools are being developed technologically. And I know that one of the important things in order to help our children to develop more, we have to introduce media within the schools. I know that our schools have been one of the schools that took upon themselves to really bring about this impact on the children. And so as a teacher, I'd like you to tell me of the impact of technology on these schools.
As a teacher, I think it is of utmost importance to have desktops and laptops or tablets incorporated in teaching. Our children learn differently, and with the rise in technology, it gives them that opportunity to explore a little more as opposed to chalk and talk or just textbooks. Our children are very acquainted with phones. They know how to use these devices, and I think using them in the classroom would make them a little more interested. It gives them that opportunity to use something that they love using, and we can readily get information to aid us in our classes. So just like other schools, our primary school is well outfitted with desktops, tablets, and laptops, and even televisions to meet the needs of our children.
So indeed, our schools are not only equipped with teaching Bible syllabus, it is equipped with foundational tools. It is equipped with physical and mental implements that children can learn from, developmental tools, technological advancement tools, all of these things that we're able to throw into a whole melee of things, and we get
great results. Don't you think? Exactly. We are not behind. Yes. We are not behind. We are way ahead, or we are on par. And our school can boast of that. We meet all the needs of our children. So not only these needs, but the spiritual needs are met, and teachers can really use these to boost their teaching. So the Bridgetown SDA Primary School is very tech savvy, and we are in the do right now.
Michelle, girl, I enjoyed today.
Yes, today was nice. We were able to do a lot of the things that we don't necessarily get to do on a daily basis. We even got to showcase the school.
Yes, and our talents, of course.
Yes.
Singing.
Yes.
With our very own doctor.
Yes.
But
Theater.
I think I found a new appreciation for this environment, even though I have been here for more than 10 years. I have found a new appreciation for it. You know, just being a part of this tour, it really made me see things differently, and it really made me see what I have and the value of what I have.
Well, for me, it was a different experience altogether. My two children passed through both of the schools, and so at the end of this journey, now I must say that the school has been a joy for me. Having had my children here and having had them educated by these nice teachers in this environment, I would say that more than ever now, I would encourage anyone who is thinking about sending their children to this school to enroll, to register, to be a part of something that is grand, something that is worth it, something that will not only teach them about the here and now, but the world after, heaven at last.
I agree. So parents, you will not regret it. Make this investment. You're not just investing in your child's education and your child's life on earth here, but you're investing in your child's soul salvation. Adventist education is the best. Welcome back, and I am sure you enjoyed visiting the preschool as much as I did, and the computer lab and the tour, and even Michelle and myself on the swings.
Yes.
It has been a long time since I've been on a swing, but we really hope you enjoyed our tour and you got a better insight into our activities and how our school looks. And I'm sure you feel that warmth and you feel welcomed already. So transition to real time and come in and bring your child or your children to experience that as well.
You know, Kennedy, one of the things that I thought when I was looking at the lab is that it is amazing. We've had that lab in operation for several years now, and our teachers have been developing very strong skills in, using the technology, and those skills have become so profoundly useful in the last few months.
Yes.
The
Mhm.
COVID-19
Key,
pandemic, they've become key, as you have said. Our online school has been a major success.
Yes, and I
know that
testify to
I know that because I can hear when my student in my own home, my
I
daughter,
could
is
testify.
learning in online school, and I am
Yes.
teaching in online school on a daily basis also. And our students, they come on time, and
On their own.
Yeah.
and they
On
are
their own.
running the platforms. They know their Google Classroom and how to log into Zoom. And our teachers are very proficient in presenting
Yes,
online.
I think so too.
I'm so
Very
happy
good.
that we have reached this place in the primary and secondary schools, because it reminds me of when I went into the University of Southern Caribbean, and our classrooms are set up online. So you as an individual applying for the university, you have to navigate your way through university online. So this is a perfect way for our students to bridge the gap between
right.
Yes.
their own learning at a secondary school and going into the world of university, because you're going to meet adults there. You're going to meet all levels of people there doing schoolwork. But you, as a child moving from secondary age school to the university, you have to be able to navigate. So I'm happy that this has been a good opportunity for our students to learn about the whole technological world, learning on their own, doing schoolwork on their own.
Yes.
So even if they don't want to be in a physical classroom, because you know the world is changing, even though they don't want to be in a physical classroom and they want to be a part of an online university, they can still acquire a degree.
And many of them
Yes.
are going to transition into the University of the Southern
Yes.
Caribbean anyway.
Yes.
Yes.
So, you know, they are adequately prepared now.
But I tell you, at the end, by the time this COVID thing is over, our primary school children will be very proficient in typing.
Yes.
They would be able to surf the internet well.
Do research.
They will be, because even with my daughters, they would be home and it takes time. Of course,
Yes.
they're small, but I believe, and I can remember Karen telling me, teach them to type.
Yeah.
Just give them, teach them to type. And while persons may look at the COVID situation as something negative,
It has not been for either of our Seventh-day
Yes, it
Adventist
has.
schools.
Our
It has been a very
schools have
positive experience for us.
Yes, yes.
it has.
And I think that we have every reason to be proud, because whereas, many other schools across the island, we know have been struggling with this
Yes.
issue.
Yeah.
And we have been able to start school on
On
time.
time.
On time.
On time.
On
And
time.
complete
On
on
time.
time.
On time.
And
On
we
time.
have had online learning every day in which there was an academic teaching day.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Yes.
That is to give God the glory for, isn't
Yes,
it?
yes.
Mm-hmm.
So in our other two items, we have the business manager, Mrs. Juliet Straker. She would have a webinar on finances. And we have Mr. Malcolm O'Neill. He is a parent, and he will give a testimonial on finances for you. So you would have a testimonial from a parent on finances, and we are both parents. Well, all three of us are parents, and we have to pay for our children to go to school, and we walk by faith.
Yep.
That is so
We
true.
walk by faith.
That
and
is so true.
God has led, He has opened ways, and our children are in school, and your children
Yes.
are finished.
I mean, I want to say that this has been a total testimony for me and a great experience of faith. From the moment I decided to send my children to the primary school, it has been a faith walk for me. And every term, my school fees were paid. I want to say thank you to the churches who contributed to, assisting with the grants that they've given to the children. And, my children went from primary school all the way up to secondary school, and it could have only been because God was with me through all of this. And even though, like Kanetta said, it might look, or it might seem as though it's a task, God provides every step of the way He provides. Don't complain about it. Don't even think about it, because this is what God has implemented. He has said this school is for our children.
Yes.
We can't leave out a part of the triad. We have to maintain the triad. We have to have it at home. We have to have it at this school, and we have to have it within the church. And so you don't want to miss out a part of it. As long as you have done your just due, God will reward you in the end. No matter what the results are, that foundation is being laid.
It is.
It is being laid.
It
and
is.
so you must follow the principles that God has laid out for you.
So we now give you Mrs. Juliet Straker and Mr. Malcolm O'Neill.
Today we want to look at financing Christian education at the Bridgetown Seventh-day Adventist Primary School and the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist Secondary School. First, let's take a look at our fees. We have the preschool, the primary school, and the secondary school on our compound. Now there's an initial registration fee of $100 for the primary school and the preschool, and $50 for the secondary school. These fees are non-refundable. Then there's the annual caution fee or petty fee, which is $75 for each school. School fees per term are $800 at the primary and $1,350 for the secondary school, while the preschool is $75 per week. If you look at this annually, the preschool would be $2,850 per year. The primary school would be $2,400 per year, and the secondary school would be $4,050 per year. The registration fee that you pay annually includes coverage for student insurance, exercise books, PTA fees, first aid supplies, and other minor expenses. The secondary school has a program, they're on the government program for the rental of textbooks. Nationals pay $75 per year, and non-nationals pay $150 per year for government textbooks. What are the options for paying school fees? First of all, if you have the funds, you have the option of paying your full fee upfront at the beginning of the school year, before the school year starts actually. If you do so, you receive a 5% discount. The second option, if you're unable to pay the full fee, you can pay by term. With that plan, you pay 50% at the beginning of the term, and the balance is due by week 9 or before the start of exams, whichever is closer. If you're unable to pay, or if you prefer a different plan, we also have a third option for you. With this option, you can pay in 12 equal monthly installments. Let's say you start July 2020. You will go until July 2021. At the preschool, the annual fee is $2,850. If this is paid in 12 installments, you pay $237.50 per month at the preschool. For the primary school, the annual fee is $2,400. In 12 installments, this is just $200 per month. At the secondary school, the annual fee is $4,050, paid in 12 equal installments. This is $337.50. If any of these options are not suitable for you, you can discuss alternatives with the business office. So how do you pay? Where do you pay? First option, you can pay at the business office, cash or debit card. Those are the preferred ways of paying. We try to avoid cash. You can also pay at any branch of SurePay or sign up for SurePay online. Now, to pay at SurePay, you need two things. You need the name of the school and you need a student code. The student code is based on the student's name. So, for example, if you have a student by the name of John Rondo, his code would be JR Doe. So you can pay at any branch of SurePay. Of course, during COVID, SurePay online might be a better option. Then the online method of paying is actually the one that we try to encourage the most, because whether we are on shutdown or not, you can still continue to pay your fees. So if you're a Scotiabank customer, you can use the Scotia Online bill payment feature. What you would need to do is to set up the payee. For the primary school, the payee will be SDA Primary School, the account number 9016924, and the bank will be the Bank of Nova Scotia, Broad Street. For the secondary school, it will be Barbados SDA Secondary, account number 8117, Bank of Nova Scotia, Broad Street. Now, if you're not a Scotiabank customer, it's not a problem. You can pay at any other bank. You simply do a bank-to-bank transfer. The instructions for this will be available at the business office. You can just give me a call, 230-1564. Today, I want to encourage you to choose SDA Christian Education. Now, why would I do that? Here are some reasons. Number one, the cost is relatively low. It's only $7 per day for the primary school. and $11 a day for the secondary school. But yet the value of the offering is very high. First, we have smaller class sizes and relatively safe family environment. Then we have impressive common entrance results. For our last year example, 68% of our primary school students scored above the national mean in English. 60% were above the national mean in maths. And 8 of our 10 top students gained over 90% in maths. We also have very impressive CXC results, or CSET results. We offered 22 CXC subjects in 2019. The average pass rate was 90%. 11 subjects received 100 passes. In English, for example, 48 students took the exam, all passed. There were 20 grade 1s, 18 grade 2s, and 10 grade 3s. So this is something worth paying for. In conclusion, I acknowledge that Christian education costs, but it pays high dividends. In the book Education, page 225, Ellen G. White states, "True education values character and goodness above intellectual acquirements. The world does not so much need men of great intellect as of noble character. It needs men in whom ability is controlled by steadfast principle." This is the objective of SDA Christian education, to combine the development of the intellect with the development of character, spirituality, and true nobility in all our children. Jeremiah 29:11 says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Christian education is God's plan for your children. I encourage you to accept His plan. It's the best plan. It cannot be improved on. So today, I ask you, choose the SDA schools. God bless.
Hi, good morning. I'm Malcolm O'Neill. I'm the father of James, Andrew, and Lou O'Neill, and the husband of Thursa O'Neill. I'm here just to share with you an experience that I've had in the year 2015, and even lasting until current. In up to 2015, April 2015, I was working as a manager for a pharmaceutical company, and there was no issue paying the monthly fee or the term fees of James and Andrew at the primary school. At the end of April 2015, my company was purchased by a bigger company. And as a manager in the company, I lost my position to the managers that they had. And what was interesting is that I went home for a period of about 6 to 8 months. Didn't know how long it would be, but losing my job, the first thing that troubled me was, am I going to be able to keep James and Andrew in the primary school? And as I watched my savings go lower and lower and lower, I said, Lord, you said that in these days it is best for the children to be in the church school. And I believe this. I'm going to leave this in your hand. I do need your help. I want to keep them in the church school. And when my savings got anywhere between $200-300, boy, I was really about to panic. But then I said, Lord, no, I still trust you. And then I got a call back from the same company 8 months later to come and work with them again. They didn't give the same position as a manager, neither did they give the same salary. And I saw the challenge that Thurs and I would have paying each term for James and Andrew. But the Lord had been faithful from 2015 2016, and lo and behold, here's 2017, time for Luke to go to school. So we're adding a third. And we put it before the Lord again. You promised that this is the place where they would be and you would take care of them. And I can tell you, God continues to work miracles. He multiplies our salaries, however small it is. And I can say to you, beyond a shadow of a doubt, that I have James, Andrew, and Luke. Luke in the primary school, James and Andrew in the secondary school. And God has been, God is, and I believe He will continue to be faithful because He provides every term. Some terms are easy, other terms we don't know how we're going to get it done. But we pray and we trust. And before the term comes to an end, the money becomes available. God is faithful. I can say that. It is our commitment to keep them in the church school, to have a Christian education. And because we have made that commitment, my wife and I, God continues to be faithful to us, to bless us, to multiply whatever little monies we have, to keep them in school. That's my testimony to you, and I can encourage one and all to trust God. He'll come true for you.
What a profound testimony from Mr. O'Neill, yeah? And he has been able to show us the importance of having faith. And, you know, he has 3 boys inside this, 3 boys. You know, his littlest Luke I taught last year, and he's such a dynamo. He's such a lovely child to teach. Now, we have been talking about our strong foundation, and from our presentation so far, you can tell that there have to be very strong stakeholders in Seventh-day Adventist education.
Yeah, definitely. Indeed.
There are persons always who are supporting financially and, you know, with the social aspects. We call on persons to help build and edify our students. And we have a strong foundation in our alumni that, you know, is second to none. It's worldwide.
Yes.
Our school has existed for 120 plus years. And therefore, we have students all around the globe. And I think that that is a testimony to how good God has been in providing for us as a school to continue to be in existence for so long. And not just that, but to build a network of persons that we can call and depend on.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, that far-reaching network includes not only the Adventist person, but also non-Adventist students from all walks of life.
Yeah.
Our alumni, you know, starts at the last graduate all the way up to the senior, more mature, more sprightly graduate. And I have seen some of their socials. They're getting together for
Always,
Yes.
always
have
socializing.
something
always
going.
socializing.
Yes.
You know, and they're getting dressed up for banquets, and I mean, they're very. So you have an
Have you ever seen
endless
it back to school where they come back in their
in their uniforms, in their uniforms, and looking
Yes.
lovely and young as usual. And
Yes.
some of them with those hats, the Panama hats.
Yes.
It's really something to see. So being a part of our schools means that you have an endless link, endless list, endless quota of contacts that you can always depend on to be a source of inspiration and also for support. And I think that is a very important thing. It is part of our strong foundation and one of our core values as a school. And not just that, but, you know, we have our principals, past principals, who are also members of our alumni and who are able to also guide and teach and show our students. And many of our teachers also, you know, were also students of that school. Now, I'm sure that you would want to hear a word from some of our alumni themselves. And so we're going to ask now for Mr. Mario Cummings to come in and give us a word about the school.
Hi, my name is Mario Cummings, and I'm currently a senior electrical engineer at the NASA Kennedy Space Center. and I graduated from the Barbados SDA Secondary School in 2009. When I was asked to do this video, it was very easy to speak positively about my experience at the school. This is due to the fact that the school has something special that many other schools do not have, and that is difficult to replicate. Aside from the quality of education and the stimulating environment for learning, you feel like you are a part of a big family and you are just not another number. I got my core of friends from the school, and up to this day, we chat almost every other day, and we are like-minded and we motivate each other to become progressively more and more successful. Another critical factor which attributes to the success of the Barbados SDA school is that the teachers are personally invested in the students' success. You could tell that it is more than just a job to them. They are some of the best people I've had the pleasure of working with throughout my entire academic career. So overall, you'll be given the tools and the foundation you need to excel in the professional workplace and in life in general. You'll be given a quality education, invested teachers and mentors, and a Christian environment. You cannot ask for more. Thank you.
Whoa. NASA.
Yes.
NASA.
NASA.
That's all I could say. NASA.
We said it was worldwide.
Yes.
It's a global reach.
Yes,
Fantastic.
there is.
This is NASA.
Yeah. I actually tried to see the space station a few nights ago. I missed it, but it was visible in the sky. So maybe we can ask Mario to help us.
Probably.
Yes.
But we are glad to hear from Mario. So we are on to our final core value, and this is strong future.
Mm-hmm.
So we have our preschool, which is the beginning.
That's right.
It does not stop at our secondary school.
Right.
It goes on. We have our university.
Yeah.
And we prepare them for elsewhere.
The world beyond.
So while gaining great results in Common Entrance and CSEC and CVQ, all of those are important. They don't surpass our belief system as Seventh-day Adventists, because the future that we are preparing our children for goes way beyond any earthly results.
Yeah.
We are not preparing them just not only to be honorable citizens, because, not only for that, because we want to ensure that they are honorable, they are good and upstanding citizens of Barbados and throughout the world, and we have evidence of that. We
That's
just
right.
saw evidence of it. But we are molding minds and hearts for the New Jerusalem.
Mm-hmm.
We can't sit here and not talk about our belief system. Our schools are church schools. We are a church-based school, or schools. We are a community of believers who teach the ways of Jesus. Our future is not only on this earth. So while we do our best to prepare them for here, our future, ultimate future that is the New Jerusalem. So you may not be Seventh-day Adventist, but when your children come to our school, we give them Jesus.
Yeah.
So sending your child to be part of our community will be the best and most rewarding decision you would ever make in your life. With us, your child's future will be bright. So send them, send your child, send your children, send your niece, your cousin, send them. We assure you that they will not only be good and upstanding citizens, but we are preparing them for heaven.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. And not just that, but our students go on, as we said before, to minister to others.
Yes.
And it's not just each one reach one, but it's each one reach many and reach a network. And becoming an alumni of our school means that you have learned how to minister and to go out to teach others the gospel also. So that, that means that our school's reach, it goes so far.
Karine, I know you would have been a part of this. I would have been a part of it. But Michelle, I don't know if you have ever seen our children on Day of Prayer when they go out into the communities. And I'm talking about from primary straight up to secondary. We have gone into town. We have gone down the streets. We have gone to all the businesses, the primary
Geriatric
school.
hospital.
Geriatric
Yeah.
hospital, the primary school, those children would go, you would see these tiny tots and they are walking and they would meet persons and they would pray with them. And I mean, I'm not talking about dear Jesus, help us. These little children
Oh, no.
Yeah.
That's
can
right. That's
pray.
right. They do pray.
They can
do
pray. And they can
and
sing.
they know how to do field work just like you
Yes.
and I. They
Yeah,
give.
of course.
They do give brochures. They give magazines, and they carry food baskets too.
Yeah.
Yes.
They carry
Indeed.
baskets of fruit and other items. So
And I think that these things extend in life generally. So it doesn't have necessarily anything to do with church, or it doesn't have anything to do with home, and it
No.
doesn't have anything to do with school. But afterward, you can see these things coming out in the lives of the children. So if you see them walking on the street, I know this for a fact. Persons often tell me, your son is such a gentleman.
He is.
He is so
He is.
mannerly.
He
And,
is.
you know, I sometimes I am in awe at the child because he does things that are unlike any other thing that I've seen or known. So he would, you know, where they're old people, he would be so kind to them and, you know, those kind of things. And he would help persons at church. I would see him get up and give people a seat, or he would go hug everybody. He's a hugger, you know, those kind of. So I know
He
that
is.
these are foundational things
Yes.
that he would have learned.
that's right.
He and I have our special relationship
Yes.
that time of
That's
year.
right.
He
That's
is
right.
that time of
Yes,
year. We
yes.
have that relationship
They
and
learn
very
the gift
respectful
of
young
service
Yes.
and how to be
I like how you put that. the
Yeah.
how
gift
to be
of
of
service.
service to others.
Yeah.
And that is not only applicable to the Seventh-day Adventist child, it's also applicable to
those
any
who have
to
Any
any
child,
child,
any
any
child
child
who
of
would have
any
passed
faith.
through the school.
You know, just teaching a child how to serve and how to be of use to his society and how to really reach others. It's such a useful gift.
Yeah.
It is.
And so let's just do a short recap of some of the things that we would have spoken about today. I know one of the things that we would have mentioned is that we wanted to speak mainly about the core values of the school, seeing that we are rebranding. And some of those foundational things we mentioned were strong foundation and
Yeah,
strong
strong focus.
and strong
Community.
and
Strong
strong
alumni.
And then we spoke about strong,
Strong
future.
future, yes.
And so with all of this put together, the Barbados SDA schools are, of course, this particular product that you would want to be a part of.
Yes.
We sell, what did you say? We prepare them for
Service.
service
Yes.
and
Service.
for heaven at last. And there isn't any other greater reward than heaven. And of course, we want you to feel comfortable with knowing that when your children are sent to us, that they are cared for. Our teachers are loving and kind. And, you know, there's an open door policy that you can come in. You can speak to the principals. You can speak to the teachers. We have the teachers accessible to us because we can speak to them via the technology, so we can find them on WhatsApp and we can have conversations with them, not only face to face, you know, and they're always open to listening to your questions and your queries, and so you don't have to feel not a part of the system.
Yes.
Some of the other things that we would have mentioned would have been that we know that in these financial times, school fees might be hard to pay. But with Jesus in the vessel, you can smile at
We
any
can smile at
storm.
that storm.
And this, whilst it looks like a storm to you, with Jesus on that threshold, we do not have to be afraid to cross over to this bridge. My experience was a difficult one, and I made a decision. Make a decision to send your children to either the Barbados SDA Secondary School or the Bridgetown SDA Primary School or preschool today. You will not regret it. I have not regretted it. I don't know about you ladies, but I have
never,
not.
never.
And if perchance I had to get grandchildren, or I had to, be in the care of another child, they would come to this school again and again. Persons speak about the fact that there's not a lot of extracurricular activities for the children to be a part of.
We have
But for
enough.
me,
We
I have
have
found
enough.
that, they can get involved in so many other things. Music, for instance, because it can transition to church. I've seen this in my son.
Have you
He's-
seen their AJY programs?
Yes, the
Oh, yes.
AJY and
Oh,
the
yes.
week
We
of
have
prayer
the
programs.
African Awareness. There are so many
Yes.
programs that the children could be involved in. The year is generally packed. Sometimes I think it's so
Too packed.
Yeah,
Too packed.
it's too packed. So when persons talk about the children not being involved in extracurricular activities, they are looking at what is on the outside.
Our children just thrive with the excitement.
Yes, they do. So we are different.
Yeah.
We are different. We are second to none, and we are proud of who we are, and we are not following what the outside has in terms of, yes, academically we have the academics, but we more or less beat our own drums, and we walk or dance to the beat of our own drums. So you're having a full experience to when you send your children to our schools, you would have that full experience. It's not one-sided. Your children would be having a holistic education.
And she said just the word I had in mind, holistic. Because your child becomes a very well-rounded individual. There is nothing that your child cannot surmount and surpass, having experiences and trials at the school. And we often say, your most difficult trial is the strongest part of your testimony. And today we've seen so many testimonies that have attested to that.
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm sure that through this, not only you as a parent, not only you as the teachers, not only you as the educators who surround this whole Bridgetown, Barbados and Bridgetown SDA schools, but you will keep falling in love with Jesus all the time. And falling in love with him means that you will grow every day so you can encourage somebody else to follow suit. All of you education secretaries at the churches, we encourage you to get on board as well. Help us in this this ad campaign that we're doing. Encourage your church members to be a part of the schools, to get on board with the schools, to join the schools. We have Sister Daphne McGlure. She's going to speak to you a little bit. I said Miss, but she's actually Dr. Daphne McGlure. She is our education director of the East Caribbean Conference, and she's going to speak to us now a little bit more about why and about how and about if and about when you should be a part of this whole fantastic educational experience. Also, we're going to hear from our president, Pastor R. Danford Francis, and he will give us our closing remarks. And then, of course, we will hear from Mr. Ken Reeves. He is the chairperson of our education committees, and he will give us our vote of thanks. So, ladies, we keep falling in love with Jesus all the time.
Oh, that's
Kareen, I hope you know this song. Falling in love with Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus. Falling in love with Jesus is the best thing that I've
ever done.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
What a day! Today is indeed historic for our Seventh-day Adventist schools in Barbados. Our best kept secret of progress, innovation, excellence, and success is being broadcasted on the World Wide Web. I am confident that today's presentations painted a compelling description of our schools, and we were able to remind you that the Seventh-day Adventist Church in Barbados has been operating par excellence schools since 1897. The educational system of any nation contributes to that nation's foundation. I therefore commend the Seventh-day Adventist Church for investing so much in the future of this generation. This investment is critical for national development and for the expansion of God's kingdom. The concept to operate Seventh-day Adventist schools did not originate with the church. Instead, it was born in heaven. God looked down through the corridors of time and he saw a world that is lacking control. The wisdom of God put in place a system of Seventh-day Adventist education to contradict what the enemy proposes. Martin Luther agreed with the prophetess Ellen G. White in her submission in the book Education. He posited, "I am afraid that the schools will prove the very gates of hell unless they diligently labor in explaining the scriptures and engraving them in the hearts of the youth." Thankfully, our Seventh-day Adventist schools continue to embrace the essence of true education, which is based on the Bible. There has never been a time in Earth's history when parents must be so vigilant about their children's education. Each parent must consider the critical issues at stake: eternal benefits, safety, academic excellence, consistency with parental values, and non-academic offerings. These are fundamental to the development of children. It is noteworthy that the Barbados Seventh-day Adventist schools offer these and much more. It is imperative, therefore, that you make wise decisions regarding your children's education. I commend the organizers of today's virtual open day. You have done remarkably well. Today's experience was made possible through the efforts of some devoted people who are very passionate about Seventh-day Adventist education. The quality of time devoted to this project by the technical team is remarkable. It's exceptional. Brother Ken Reeves, the chairperson of this committee, will do the official vote of thanks. I thank God for his passion. Under God, he is destined for greatness because God always keeps his promises. Thank you for supporting our virtual open day. I invite you to invest wisely in your children's education. I thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Daphne McGlow, the Education Director of the East Caribbean Conference. COVID-19 has given us an opportunity to have this first of a kind virtual open day. And those of you who have attended would agree with me that it was an exciting day. We have seen what happens in our schools, the commitment, the passion of our teachers, the passion of our students, the environment that we are creating so that our students would be the best they can be. So let me add my thanks to the Director of Education, the principals, the organizers who conceived this idea of having this virtual open day. Let me thank those who attended virtually to watch and to understand what happens in our schools. I'm sure now you are convinced that Seventh-day Adventist Christian education is the very best. We not only give quality academic training, but we also expose your children, our children, to moral and spiritual values which are so important in the development of their lives, in development of their communities, in development of their churches, in development of their homes, in development of their countries, in development of the world. Indeed, Christian education is concerned with not only creating citizens who would make tremendous contributions to their country and to their family and to their community, but most important, would be ready when Jesus comes. So now you know what we are doing. Now you know what we are trying to do. We may not always reach the high standard which we've set ourselves, but that is the direction that we're in. And so we believe, now you have seen, you would treasure Christian education. You will tell your friends about it. And then you would recognize that the investment that you're making is not only for now, but for eternity. God bless you, and thank you for being part of this virtual open day at our primary and secondary school.
Oh, what a wonderful time we have had today at this virtual open day. I was truly blessed, and I know that you were too. All of the wonderful talent that we have seen, the beautiful things that this school has to offer. Surely we say to God be the glory, great things he has done. He's given us a wonderful school. Secondary, primary, let us keep supporting his schools. Let's do everything in our power to make sure that God's schools are the number one choice in this land. Shall we bow our heads for prayer? Father, we are so thankful for this wonderful day that we were able to spend in your presence. We want to thank you for all of those who participated, all of the hard work that the marketing team would have been doing, the hard work that the specialists came together and put and knit together, the hard work of the conference workers, and yea, all of the participants, the testimonies, the tours, the anchors, Dr. McGlure and her complete staff of volunteers, how they've come together to put this package for you, O Lord, that your name can be lifted up and that the children of our society can learn to call you blessed. I pray that you will continue to bless the education department. You will continue to bless those who labor long and hard and long hours through the middle of the night into the morning sometimes. Bless them and their families. Continue to provide for them, Lord. If there are any sort of sicknesses that may be trying to mess them up, I pray that you would remove them in the name of Jesus and make them completely well. So fix them up, make them nice, work with them, keep their families in good health, and keep providing some money in their pockets that they can take care of themselves. Bless this work. Volunteerism work is not easy, but Lord, you always provide, and we thank you for how you're providing. Thank you for how you're blessing, guiding, and keeping this conference. If there's anything that we haven't asked for, but you know our hearts and you know the things that we need to have in place. So Father, we claim them even now. In Jesus' name we pray with thanksgiving. Let all God's people say amen and amen. God bless you all.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we want to thank you, viewers, for being with us today. Today was a fantastic day.
It was. I enjoyed it.
The first ever virtual experience where we fell in love with Jesus all over again. And not only with Jesus, but with education. And not only education, but with Seventh-day Adventist education. We thank you for joining us on Zoom, on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, wherever you logged on today. We thank you for joining us. I am Michelle Ward.
I am Kanetta Reed.
And I am Karine Nurse.
Thank you, and God bless you.
God bless.
God bless.